his support. How are we doing, guys? Once again, out in the trails, just waiting for Ricky to get you. He's normally here before me. He's pretty good on his timekeeping. We're gonna out for a sneaky midweek ride, and we're gonna try and do the areas we couldn't do with a group of us last weekend. So should make for some good stuff. See you soon. Well, here I am, waiting for the legend. This poor bugger, he's got an hour, 20 minutes drive, coming here straight after work as well, so shouldn't really moan too much, and I'm in the shade as well. There's the beast. Don't know what, how she's going to perform today. Good, I hope. There's the, if you check the tyres out there, they're great for road and off-road trails, but when it gets really slippery, they're not as good as knobbies, but never mind. Well, I'll let you know when Ricky gets here. Well, here he is. I hear him coming from miles away. Oh, he got a skip too.
Ready to go looking for our gear.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, tell me, Rick. I mean, you midweek ride. What's all that about? You felt a bit
I just want to get my shit back.
Well, what have we got? We got my specs.
The Jewy side of me wants my gear back. I don't want to buy it again, so I want it back. So I'd rather go for an hour ride to try and find it rather than...
Just bear in mind there might be a few, you know, wheelies and a bit of fun on the way. Okay.
See what happens.
No worries.
Well, this is where we actually found the gear. No GoPro footage because it was a bit of a bloody nightmare getting up there. But you'll see what happens now.
We might know where Mike's glasses are.
Well, I haven't opened this since the weekend. We've just come back to where I fell off. Ricky's found all his merchandise. Lucky bastard. And I'm going to see if they're in here, he suggested. If they're in here, I really am a knob. And it's actually worse than brake fluid stroke Diet Coke. Please don't be in here. Oh, I'm actually glad. I'm actually glad they're not in here.
Yeah, glad you actually lost them.
Yes.
Okay.
Phone didn't charge, and I got to trust Pattinson again to get me where we want to go. What's the odds we'll end up on a single trail? Very highly. Highly likely. He's taking a piss.
And here's me saying about the single trails. One thing I did notice, certainly on this video, is we spent 20-30 minutes looking for Ricky's shit and spent about 30 seconds looking for my glasses. Weird that, isn't it? Getting to some crazy single trail stuff now. As usual, the GoPro don't do it, you know, much justice. Yeah, what track? Oh, it's my favourite as well. These heavy ruts with pea gravel and bloody rocks to throw you everywhere. If you don't manage it right and you end up in one of them, it's, oh god, sad work. That was harder than it looked. It was a 90-degree turn on a steep incline, you know.
Wouldn't have been pretty.
I'm loving the new DR, man. I never thought I was going to get one, you know. I mean, I would take the DR anywhere. I would take my Husky. I got a T630. It's just different style of riding. I'm sat on the Husky. All I want to do is pop the wheel and jump from rut to rut. And you just can't do it with this. It's too heavy and and it's just not capable to move around as the lightweight Husky. I do love it though. It's got better road manners than the Husky.
Is that a whiskey?
The guy I bought it off as well spent bloody hell. He spent more adventurising it than what he did buying the bike brand new. We got tidy bars. We got the new controls. There's steering dampers. Christ, there's bits everywhere. You got great racks for the soft luggage as well. The only thing he didn't do was the engine. He left the sprockets, I think, as they are. And no mods to the engine and no new exhaust. It's a bit of a bush pig, but I'm quite happy with it, and I don't think I'll bother with any engine mods. It certainly goes where I point it, which is great.
I'm still on road crashes, 20 front and back.
Don't know whether you can see these ruts, you know, but they're a bloody nightmare. With certainly on the DR, you've got to choose your lines, because getting from one side of the rut to the other is a pain in the ass, as you just seen. I try and skid the back wheel around, and I'm happy with myself.
Oh, what a guy! Skitching on the hill.
Self-praise is no praise, Mikey.
Oh, Julie. All good. All good. Woo!
If you're going a fast pace and you end up in one of these ruts, the only thing you've got to do is lay the bike down. They're deeper than they look. Some of them are up to like 300-400 mil down, and they're quite tight, so you think when you're in. And the problem is all the everything leans towards them because they're runouts.
Just out of there, but I'm facing the bush, you know. So I had to do a skid train on a hill. Done it though, didn't drop the bike. Oh! Obviously stockpiling the pea gravel. It's cool, isn't it?
Who'd have thought the middle of nowhere they'd have a stockpile of pea gravel to have a play in? Ricky, U-turn again. Good thing about this bike as well, it's had a full suspension upgrade. Factory Force Racing or something or other, but I know you spent a lot of money on it. And God, you can tell it. I took it over the motocross park and got a little bit of air just to see what she lands like, and never bottomed out once, man. The progression is fantastic. You land just favouring the back wheel, and well, I didn't manage to bottom it out, but then again, I'm not exactly Evil Knievel. I just had the same amount of crashes that he had.
I know the flags are not going to waste, I'll just give you the packet when I'm done.
Actually, we've had everything on this so-called bloody an hour just to get what gear Ricky lost. We decided to come back and explore some new routes and see if we can get a nice route together for a future ride. I'm actually glad we didn't do this on the last ride, the previous post Mundaring 1. I don't think all the guys would have been that comfortable because some of the places were really heavily rutted, you know. There's varying thoughts from riders about winter and summer, certainly with the rutted tracks and the pea gravel. I'm on the fence really, because some people say it's better in the summer, there's no mud and, you know, outside of the temperatures and the being uncomfortable, the actual ride is easier. And some people say in the winter's easier, you know, because you get a little bit of dampness, tends to bind it together. But me, I'm in the middle. I just think it's hard winter and summer. I suppose ideal would be, you know, a day or so of rain just to dampen it down a bit, keeps the dust down, and compacts the pea gravel and gives you a little bit more grip, you know. There's me going on about the back brake. I need to adjust it. It's too high at the moment, and I got to take my foot completely off the pedal to get there. They're completely off the foot peg to put on the back brake. And of course, if you get you apply the front brake, any shift of weight, and all of a sudden you bang, lock the back wheel. So I definitely need to adjust it. This is pretty gnarly here. You can see if you end up in them ruts, you're down, you know what I mean? There's no, you've got to step off the bike. That's my excuse, by the way, but about the brake. I didn't drop the bike on this run, which is good. I think that's two trips out where I haven't laid down the bike, so I must be improving, guys. In an ideal world, the ruts would be right down the middle, and you just drive up one side or ride up one side, but life would be boring if it was. I think just over here we come to a downhill section, and I don't think I've ever ridden in such soft stuff. It's comprising of loose rocks and pea gravel. Not masses of rut, but you just couldn't get through it. I tried on the pegs, standing, everything. I got 3/4 of the way down, and I give up and went through the woods. Ricky made it, but it's the type of thing you couldn't ride too fast in. There's no runoffs at the bottom. You couldn't walk the bike down because it was just moving all over the shop. Yeah, this is it here. So you can't see much on the GoPro, but you see the size of the rocks, and everything's loose. It's about I don't know, 10 inches deep, I suppose. You do get some of the hard sections on there, but there's no gullies really. It's just terrible loose stuff. You hit one of them rocks and it hits you sideways. Like, well, I'm not competent enough rider to do it. So I got about 3/4 of the way down and thought, nah. Took a shortcut.
Now I'm up on the fucking pegs.
There you are. Ricky was giving me shit for doing a lot of it sat on the seat, you know. And he's right, I should have been on the pegs all the way. It would have made it a bit easier. And here we are back on the tarmac.
All you big burly bike
good hour
riders
trek back
running
home
for
now.
your beer after your ride. Nah, Australian summer, mate, can't beat
I
the
prefer the berry
bliss.
bliss than a beer. Till next time, gents.